All right, guys, how you guys doing? Today, as you guys see by the title, we're gonna be talking about discipline. So discipline, can y'all even see me? Hold on, I can see you guys from my phone, but like, I genuinely don't think you guys can even you can see me now. All right, but as y'all can see, beautiful city of Miami. Y'all can see it a little bit. You see like the left or right over there. Y'all can see it, you know, beautiful city, you know. But anyways, today we're gonna be talking about discipline. So discipline is the most important thing, is one of the most important things that you need to manifest, all right? If you wanna achieve any goal, what's the purpose of having a vision if you have no discipline? What's the purpose of having goals, dreams, aspirations, manifestations, things that you want to achieve in your life if you have no discipline? What's the point of anything? Like, what's the point of even having any hopes in life if you have no discipline? Okay? And why I say that sounds harsh, but it's just the truth. And the reason why I say that, you can want to be these big things in life, but if you have no discipline, if you're too lazy, if you're too burnt out to even achieve these things, then it's just not going to happen, because you need discipline for everything in life. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys discipline using Bible principles, and I'm going to show you guys and explain to you guys the reason why you need more discipline, okay? And this goes for everyone. Everyone can have more discipline. Everyone. There's a little bit of everything that everyone can do to make themselves better, all right? You can always improve. You can always perfect yourself. You can always have more discipline in multiple different ways in your life. All right, so discipline. Okay, so I have some notes real quick. Let me read off these. All right, so the title of this class, the title of this today is Self-Discipline is the Key to Manifestation. Discipline. By definition, discipline means control gained by enforcing obedience or order. Okay? It also means self-control. Okay, so you need self-control. You need to be able to control yourself. If you can't control yourself, let's just say you become a billionaire tomorrow. How can you control $1 billion if you can't even control yourself? The $1 billion is going to be gone. It's going to be gone. All right? All right, let's say you want to be famous. You want to have influence over millions and millions of people. How can you have influence over millions and millions of people if you can't even influence yourself to do the good things in life, to do moral things? If you don't even have self-control for you to even influence yourself to do positive things, you're going to lead all these people and influence them in a bad way. You don't want to influence people in a bad way. That's just, if you just base off that sentence, imagine you become famous and you're an influence to millions and millions of people, and you influence them into doing bad things. That just sounds very bad. There's a lot of bad energy going to come towards you. Let's just say that. But anyways, let's get into this, okay? All right, so it's the story about talents, and he gave them all, you could just say pieces of gold, like money. He gave them talents, okay? Let's just keep it at talents, okay? So he gave each of these servants talents, okay? To one of them, he gave 5 talents. To another 2, and to another 1. He gave every man according to his several ability, and straightway took his journey. So right here, God, Yahweh, gave talents to his servants. Okay? He gave one 5, he gave one 2, and gave one 1. All right, so moral of the story, as you keep reading it, the person with 5, it described the person with 5 as he traded these talents and he made 5 more talents. So he turned the 5 that was given to him and made 10. Well, he had 10. He had 10 overall at the end, all right? And then the next person who got 2, it said that he had 2, and then he gained 2 more. So he gained 2 more, so he got 4 now. And then his one person, he, in this story, hid the talent. He had 1. He had 1 talent, and he decided to hide it. And he did nothing with it. All right, when you look up what hide is, it goes into several different synonyms, but he stashed it away. He did nothing with it. He just let the money sit. He let the talent sit. All right. So imagine this. Imagine this. Discipline. So with discipline, it takes a lot of self-control. All right. So imagine This person, although he did nothing, he wasn't proactive. He wasn't productive. He didn't do anything. He wasn't effective with what was given to him. The other two people, they were able to multiply it and add on and double it, basically. So it's like they were active, multiplied it. They had enough discipline to go out and be successful, whatever they did to make to double their money or double the talents that they got. Okay. So although this other person, he technically had discipline. He had self-control. He didn't touch the money. He technically had self-control. But he had discipline doing nothing, if that makes sense. Like he stashed it away and did nothing with it. All right. And how Yahweh, God, described this person, he called the person a wicked and slothful servant. Okay. So he said that he put these two words together. He called them slothful and wicked. So a slothful person is a lazy person. Okay. A lot of people could be they could be disciplined. You can be disciplined in doing nothing. All right. But you got to hold yourself to a certain standard. Okay. Everyone has goals. Everyone has goals, ambitions, dreams that they want to achieve. And let's just say these three servants, they all had a goal to make more money. They all had a goal everyone wants to make more money. Nobody just wants to stay at the same level of money all the time. So imagine in this story, it was money that was given to them. Two of them had enough discipline, enough strength, enough effectiveness and a purpose in their life to where they doubled their money. And this other person, he was probably too scared. He was probably too scared to lose it. He didn't want to lose it. He was probably too scared to lose it. So he decided to just contain it, stash it away, hide it, do nothing with it. Okay? And as I said before, he was called a slothful and wicked servant. So right here, we're seeing that the word slothful, if you're a slothful person, it's also associated with being wicked. Okay? Because he called him slothful and wicked. So now let's look at what slothful is. What does it mean to be slothful? Okay, let's look at what this is real quick. Slothful, let me look up. It means lazy. Okay, lazy. So a lazy person was called wicked. The people that actually weren't lazy, the people that were proactive and like worked and traded, did something with the talents that were given to them, they weren't called wicked. They're called the opposite. They were good. He was happy. He was happy to see them do something with the money. Okay. So this person was called slothful and wicked. All right. So this person, slothful means lazy, shiftless. Okay. Listless. He didn't have a list. He didn't have a purpose. He didn't have a to-do list. He didn't have anything to do. He didn't have a purpose overall. He didn't have a purpose. Okay. We have inert. Inert means not being in a state of use, activity, or employment. So it's like he could have easily used the money given to him and buy this is like the most basic example. He could have just did something to make some type of income. He didn't even do that. He just stashed the money. These other people, all right, it said one gained two more. It said that one gained two more, and it said that one traded. He traded to make 5 more of the same. All right. So this person traded, like he was buying and selling stuff. He had to do some type of business. The person that gained, it kind of goes with like income. Like he made the money come in some way. He did something that like made him some type of income. And the other person just did nothing. He was inactive. He was being slothful. All right. Inert also means vacant, idle, unused, inoperative, out of commission, useless, suspended, lifeless, unusable, unoccupied, unworkable. He wasn't working. He wasn't working. Okay. And guys, everyone has that dream. Everyone wants to be in a nice car, in a nice house, be financially free, but not everyone wants to work for it. Everyone wants that. Everyone who doesn't want to be living a dream life. Everyone wants it. Nobody would deny living a dream life. Okay. But who is going to actually work for it? And that's why discipline is so important, because you can have all these dreams, ambitions, you can have all these things in life, but if you're not going to work for it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that's where discipline comes in, self-control. Okay. So it's a lot of ways that you can build discipline in your life. It's a lot of things that translate discipline. All right. It's a lot of things that you can do in your life that translate to the rest of your life. For example, if you see someone that works out, just because you work out doesn't mean you're going to be like wealthy or healthy and all that stuff. But it does show that you have some level of discipline. It does build up a lot of mental strength, because for you to increase your body strength, you have to have a lot of mental strength. Because for you to get that last rep up, those last few reps up to go to the gym every single day, it takes a lot of discipline, okay? And that translates to the rest of your life. It translates. Everything that you do matters on a daily basis. You being able to wake up out of bed earlier and be active rather than sleeping in, that helps a lot. And I'm gonna be honest, that can be a hard thing sometimes. I know, even me, I be trying to sleep in sometimes, but like all these things translate. Everything you do in your day-to-day life translate. So it's like you have to lock in. And I even have to do certain things and look at myself, because I have to lock in. Yes, I have a nice penthouse. I have a nice car. I have a nice life. But it's not the end yet. You always want to keep, you never want to stop. You never want to stop. You always want to keep going. Okay? What's the point of having all this discipline, all these goals and ambitions just to make it to like here, when you can get here? Okay? That's what discipline. You need discipline. All right? So let's keep going. Okay? So inert also means motionless, sluggish. It also means slack. There's a lot of scriptures that talk about a slack of hand makes you poor, okay? If you have a slack hand, you're poor, okay? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of scriptures in the Bible that go with that, okay? So you never want to be moving slow. You always want to be moving. You always want to have some type of motion, always moving, okay? And if we look at real life examples, isn't it like a law of physics? It's like an object in motion stays in motion. So the more you move, it creates like compound interest. The more you're moving, the more you're just keep going, one thing after another. The more you just keep going in the right direction, it's like a snowball. It's like an avalanche. You know, you ever seen like cartoons when an avalanche starts? It's like it starts all small. It's all like a bunch of snowballs. And as it keeps rolling down the hill, it turns into like these big boulders of ice and snow. And then it's like actually lethal and dangerous. No one's scared of like those small little snowballs. But the more and more it keeps moving down the hill, it becomes scary. It starts becoming dangerous. It becomes deadly. It becomes something unstoppable. You can't stop an avalanche. You got to run. People run when they see that. So you have to turn yourself from that small thing, gain that momentum, and just keep going. All right. So with that, that's all what discipline is. Okay. Because discipline is the thing that's going to keep you going. It's going to be that thing that keeps you going. Okay. And it's very important to have discipline over motivation. You want to have discipline. Motivation is cool, but motivation comes and goes. It comes and goes. All right. It comes and goes. It goes with your frequency. It's like like the wavelengths. It's like wavelengths. They go up and down. That's how motivation is. You might be motivated one day. You might be feeling real good. But the next day you're like, dang, you're not feeling it. But it's that motivation that's going to keep you going. And you're going to get exponential results. It's going to go like this rather than going up and down with motivation. So you always want to have discipline. Motivation is really good. But if you have discipline and motivation, you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. Okay? Because whenever you don't have that motivation, you still have that discipline. But whenever you don't have discipline and all you have is motivation, you're unstable. It's just unstable. All right? But let's go to the next scripture. Let's go to all right. Discipline, when we read the definition, the definition of discipline is control gained by enforcing obedience or order. As you guys know, everything must be done decently and in order. That's a Bible scripture. You want to create order in your life. You want to have order. You want everything to be organized. You want to have order. You want things to be neat. And you just want to have order. You want to have, I'll say like, you want to have like law and order. Okay? And the reason why, imagine a world with no laws where you could just do anything, any crime. It will just be like the purge. There won't be no civilization. There won't be no nice stuff. everything would just be like ruined. It'll be a purge. People would just be raiding, looting cities. Like it'll be terrible. You would not want to live there. It'll literally be hell. It'll literally be hell. But imagine a place that has laws and order and it's just perfect. People, they live morally. They live righteously because there's law and order there. That sounds like heaven. It sounds like a good city. You would want to live there. You could have nice stuff there. You could grow your families and stuff there. But in a place where there's no order, nah, you don't even know if you're going to make it past 20. Realistically, you don't. Okay? So that is the same thing with yourself. All right? Imagine you wake up every single day and you have a schedule and a purpose every single time you wake up. You're going to have a good life overall. All right? If you have set goals, set schedule, if you have an order in your life, every day you're just going to keep getting better and better and better and better and better. And it's going to keep stacking up. Like a good day, it's going to turn into another good day, another good day, another good day, another good day. Because you're focused on like working and productivity. You're focused on your purpose. Okay. If you're focused on your purpose and that's your main goal in life, rather than the external things, like, all right, imagine someone that's focused on their purpose in life. All right. You're focused on, all right, how can I be better? How can I be better this day? How can I, then every single day, you're just going to keep getting better and better and better and better until you're at the top. Okay. But imagine if all you care about is things that aren't orderly, things that don't matter. Imagine if you don't have order in your life. So every single day you wake up, all right, let me do something that fits my purpose today. But then the next 3 days, let me just lollygag and do some degenerate stuff. Let me go party. Oh, it's a holiday. Oh, it's a birthday party. You're doing all these degenerate things, all right, that are taking you away from your purpose. And then boom, next thing you know, the week is over. You made no progress. You're still here. You started here and you're still here. But the person that has order and is focusing on their purpose is just keep going up. They just keep going up every single day. Every day is just getting better because they are focused on their purpose. It's like stair steps. Imagine if you're walking up a staircase and like every time you walk up, it's because it's like you had a good day and you finish everything on your to-do list. You finish every single goal you had that day. You finish everything. So it's like you get to walk up. Like you accomplished everything that day. You won that day. Now imagine you wake up the next day, you do absolutely nothing. And let's just say you lose money. You take a step back down the stairs. You go back down. But imagine the staircase is to like heaven. And there's 100,000 stairs. And you have 100,000 chances to take a step up. And you just got to keep going up. Okay? Obviously, that's like a really, that's a crazy example. But just imagine your life like that. Like imagine every time you take a step up, you did something towards your goals, all the way into the point where you're in this state or place of heaven. Okay. And let's keep going. So discipline. The reason why I also said you need to have law and order. The Bible has laws. The Bible has laws, and there's blessings and there's curses. Okay. There's blessings and there's curses. See, a lot of the times people give credit to this thing called luck. Okay. People give credit to this thing called luck. But realistically, yes, some people can just hop into something and it just does good the first time they do it. But if you're a person and you have that same goal as that person, and you're just making every single day, you're trying to just get better. You have order and you're just being like morally, like you're just taking action towards that thing. It's going to work. It's going to work eventually. You just need that discipline. You need that discipline. And the reason why I brought this up, people give credit to luck, but realistically, it's this thing called blessings and curses. Yahweh, the God of the Bible, God of the planet, God of the universe, God of everything, the creator, he has laws and he has laws. And if you break the laws, if you go against the laws, then you get cursed. If you go with the laws, then you get blessed. There's a lot of laws. There's over 613 laws in the Bible. It got simplified to 10 and it got simplified to 2. But there's a lot of laws and a lot of commandments and a lot of commands. There's a command where it literally says, be strong and be courageous. There's a command where it tells you to be productive. There's commands where it tells you to just have faith. If you even look deep into it, we could probably find a law that goes into having discipline, okay? There's a law for like all the good things that you should be doing in life. So it's like, the more discipline, I know for a fact there's one that says be strong and be courageous. Okay, it was a command in the Bible that Yahweh gave to two people specifically. But it's like, why wouldn't you want to be strong and courageous? If you just wake up every day and your goal is like, I'm just going to be stronger. I'm going to get stronger today in every aspect of my life. What the heck is going to happen in 10 years? If your sole purpose of life is I'm going to be stronger and be more courageous every single day, what happens in 10 years if you do it every single day? What do you look like? Like, are you even you're not a human at that point. You're really not. You're really not. You're something else. If you're doing something that consistently for that long, man, I want to see what happens to you. It's like, if you're just like a moral, like you're just focused on getting better every single day, I want to see what your outcome is. That, like, your outcome will be cool. It'll be cool to look at. But anyways, so why I brought up blessings and curses is Deuteronomy 28. All right, Deuteronomy 28 has two parts. It has two parts. And I'm going to read two verses out of it. So Deuteronomy 28:1, chapter 28, verse 1, it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of thy God Yahweh, to observe to do all his commandments. So every commandment that Yahweh gives, if you do them all diligently, okay, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. All right. And all the blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy God. All right. And then it goes down a long list of all the blessings that you will get. It's a long list. It's at least 14 chapters of blessings, or 14 verses of blessings. Now, within that same chapter, Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, it talks about the curses. Okay. So it says, but if it shall come to pass, if thou will not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So the reason why I brought this up, so if you actually read, I want everyone to read Deuteronomy 28. All right. That shows the importance of following the laws, and it shows you what you can be and what happens to you if you follow the laws. But it also shows you what happens if you don't follow the laws, okay? And the laws, we can just simply go off the laws of the Bible. There's a lot of laws that people don't even know that are there, okay? There's laws that tell you should eat healthier. There's laws that tell you what you shouldn't eat. There's laws that tell you how to treat your body. There's laws there's laws for you being productive and being active and becoming better every day you wake up. There's laws on you just being better. There's laws for everything that you could think of, every single aspect of life. There's laws for it. There's laws that are tailored towards making you richer. There's laws that are tailored towards everything. Okay. There's a lot of laws. Okay. A lot of commandments, a lot of laws. Now, if you follow all these things, you're obviously going to be blessed because they're in the Bible, the most divine book on the planet, for a reason. Okay. Now, if you don't follow these, there's going to be consequences, okay? There's going to be consequences, whether you're getting sick, all right? Whether your health is affected, whether your life is just bad, there's consequences, okay? But it goes both ways. If you just have order, and the way I have order personally, I have order within the Bible. The Bible created my order, if that makes sense. Like Yahweh, who created the Bible, created laws that gives me order, okay? Like it allows me to have an organized, righteous, moral life. If you just follow the laws, then it will only lead you in a good path. The Bible doesn't tell you to do any bad thing. It tells you to only do good stuff. So naturally, if you just follow everything, your life is going to be good. And my life is pretty good, in my opinion. I'm still growing, but like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But anyways, yeah. And then we have Proverbs 6:6-8, which says, "Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise." All right. So even this could be, anytime there's wisdom, advice that you should take, it's almost as if it's a commandment. Like, you should take this advice. Anytime it says be wise, anytime you see the word be, it's telling you do this thing, like be it. It didn't tell you you should probably be wise if you want to. It said be it, like be. All right, that's a commanding word. All right, if it tells you be strong, you better not be weak. All right, you better be strong. All right, but it says go to the ant. If you go to the ant and you study the ant and the nature of an ant, all right, if you go to like an anthill, it's a lot of things that you can learn from nature overall. But if you go to an anthill specifically and you just look at the ants, they're all working in unity. They're all working together. Like the ants, one ant will sneak into your house, right? He'll find like some sugar on the ground. And the next thing you know, the next day there's 1,000 ants getting all the sugar out your house. They communicate, they network, they work as a team. That ant didn't find that piece of sugar in your house and be like, oh, I'm gonna keep it to myself. I'm not gonna tell the rest of the hive. I'm not gonna tell the rest of the hill. No, he told everyone. He's like, he got a little taste of that sugar, went back to his hill. It was like, yo, I need 100,000 more of us. We all coming up. We all going to that. We going back. He wants to help the whole nation. Okay. He wants to help his whole family. Okay. And we see that, you see that a lot in this world. A lot of communities do help their families. One community I'm going to like specifically talk about is like black people. Like black people, I don't know, as a people, okay, you don't like, it's a lot of stuff targeted against us so that we don't work together. And that's just an example. And that can be for a lot of people on this planet, but I just know because I could speak from a personal point of view. All right. There's not a lot of teamwork. There's not. And it should be different. It definitely should be different. It should be better. It should be better. It should be more unity. That's what it's supposed to be like. But it's like every man for themselves in this world right now. Okay. This world will be a way better place if everyone just worked together. If families work together, if people work together, if nations work together, if there was just peace, this planet would be better. It just would. All right. There's no way it wouldn't be better. But things aren't that way right now. Okay. Obviously. But yeah, the ant. The ant is also always working. You never look at an ant and just like, the only time you see an ant not moving is when it's dead. Like you just always see it working. And that's why the scripture told you, go study it, go look at it, consider her ways. It says, consider the ways of the ant. All right. Yeah. So overall, have discipline. You want to have discipline in your life, whatever that means to you, whatever that is for you, whether you start reading more. All right. Whether you're like working on yourself mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, work on yourself all 4 ways that I just said right there. If you work on yourself mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, a year from now, you're going to be a different person. You're going to be a way better person. All right. Mentally, how you can work on yourself mentally, take in good knowledge, get that social media, that negative, that weird stuff out of here. Start reading some like books that can actually benefit your life. Read some financial books, read some self-help books, read some motivation books, read the Bible, okay? The Bible will never lead you in the wrong direction. Read the Bible, okay? KJV, read KJV, best version of the Bible, respectfully. All right, physically, you got working out. When has working out ever, okay, people do work out sometimes or malnourish, but like if you work out and you're at your healthiest state, that can't do you no harm if you're at your healthiest state, okay? What was the other? Financially, if you applied yourself and had discipline in some type of business or some type of trade or some type of something that can help you financially, you're going to get richer naturally. You're just going to get richer, but you got to have discipline. Okay. Spiritually, if you had discipline, enough discipline to fast and pray and read the Bible, like build your soul. Like, see, your soul, a lot of people don't think as the soul is like a thing because you can't see it, but your soul is really a thing. All right. And you can strengthen your soul. You do that, the closer you get to Yahweh, fasting, praying, and feeding your soul, like reading the Bible more, giving yourself more knowledge. Okay. It strengthens your soul. If you have a stronger soul, you're closer to Yahweh. Okay. Way closer to Yahweh. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you guys can be inspired, be motivated, be disciplined to go build some discipline. But anyways, praise Yahweh. All this knowledge comes from Yahweh. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next video.